Hello there, my name is Wokianaru, and welcome back for another round of Hospital 666. We're gonna get out of this hospital. We're gonna. Got my pen and pad ready. What floor are we on? I think we're on 400? Yes, 400. Wait. We didn't move rooms. What? Oh, I guess we did. So we're in a bathroom this time. This still... Why am I him? Why am I him? Why am I you? So it should be normal. Because it's always normal. The first one's always normal. To get you... Basically, just to get you used to the floor. To go, okay, this floor is like this, so... You can go in there and see, oh, it's normal now. This is what we're dealing with. But then you go in there... the next time, and maybe it's, you know... Well, hi the... Rude. Guess they wanted to go in peace. Wait. It's good that they have that system. They have this system, the orange bar, wherever the orange bar is, that's the one you came from. So you go to, does it say? I think it says that. Yeah, orange light outside elevator means you are starting from this elevator. So yeah, so the orange light means, hey, this is where you were. What if I just walk out
Hello
of
there.
No! What is he doing? Buddy? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's... He's like mimicking me in a weird fashion. Like anti-mimicking me. So like I go forward, he goes to either the right or the left, I go backward again. So then I would go left or right and he would go forward or backward. No? I want to go in. I got pee. I got pee. Gatekeeping a bathroom. That is not... I don't think we've ever seen him moving. I think that's new. I mean, we you know, we've had all manner of anomalies, but him actually moving? Wait. There was the time that we had him, and he was like... I don't know if it was him... He, like, either moved his head... So, I have no face. I can be the anomaly. How is that possible? I can be the anomaly. I'll say that was a trick of the mirror. Oh, that raises a question. So, I just randomly thought about it. You know how, like, in vampire lore, it's they can't see themselves in mirrors? Oh, hello. Hi there. I see you in there. They can't see themselves in mirrors. And that's actually an like older lore, because it was the whole thing of they can't, the way mirrors used to be made is they were backed with silver. That was a random fact that I learned one day. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But, the fact that, you know, they're backed with silver so they can't see themselves in the silver, but like they'd be able to see themselves, say, in a modern mirror. But, what? Ooh. I was afraid what was gonna happen when I stepped up there. What happens if I complete the steps? Where'd it go? We're just gonna go with that's not normal. But, would they, what I was bringing myself to is, would they be able to see their clothes? That never gets mentioned. Like, a vampire seeing themselves in the mirror, yeah, sure, if they don't see, you know, their face and their, like, arms and whatnot, or if, like, they're totally naked, they're not gonna see anything. But what's saying that they can't see their clothing? Because the clothing's not vampiric, it's just the person. It's just them. So why would they not be able to see their clothing? And that's kind of that's an old one that got like phased out. It's the same thing as the not being able to cross running water. Why am I telling people this? Hey! How are you? Ripping off The Shining, are we? I would have been amused if it opened and they were closer. You know, so it's just like have them move closer and closer each time. I forget, I do have to have both like earbud like covers on now, because the last floor we did have an auditory anomaly. So it is entirely possible to have one of those. But this, however, this floor looks normal. Unless, I don't know. See, that's the thing. We have had some very minor no. I've seen some very minor anomalies before. What was that game that I absolutely sucked at? I played several of them. I'm on observation duty. I was terrible at those games. I think, no, the real reason why I was terrible at it was because I just didn't know what the words they wanted me to put in were. Hiya! How are you? If I come over here, you gonna be in there? No? Of course not. Give myself whiplash and see if the person follows me. I'm getting better at this, and I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Hey, buddy. That doesn't seem right. Those don't seem right. The shadows. Yeah, the shadows and the smoke detectors are wrong. It's small, but it's noticeable. They wouldn't have that big of shadows to begin with. Considering where the light source is, they wouldn't have that big of a shadow. So, I mean, it's a very... Wait a minute. Okay. So it wasn't the light and the shadow, and I just got lucky. What? Then what was the... Because that doesn't look right. Because you think about it, you walk in here, the light source is right, you know, they're parallel to the smoke detectors, so you wouldn't have that sort of a long shadow. Well, they're not just parallel, they're actually set upwards, technically. So you wouldn't have that kind of a shadow. Is it trying to trick me? I guess so. So this is normal. This is a normal floor. Why are the shadows like that? For them to have shadows like that, there would have to be a light at approximately here, where like those tiles meet, and it'd have to be at level with them. Considering they're on the ceiling. Because, like, I have a light here. I have a ring light right here. You can see the different color tone on my hand. And then I've got a ceiling light back there. That's where all that light's coming from. So back here's darker. And you see that there's the shadow of my arm caused by that light very specifically. Caused by both lights being up higher than me. I'm getting sciencey. Like that. I don't like that. That irks me. That's an anomaly to me. Funny thing is, I want to make a... What? So confused. Oh, wait, I stayed in the same elevator. I messed up. Yeah. But I have multiple coworkers, of course, that they know me. You know, you work with these people for a while, and they start to get to know you, your little quirks and whatnot. And so having been diagnosed, what? Having been diagnosed with OCD, it's closed. Having been diagnosed with OCD, there's different quirks that I have. That's, you know, that it's one of those things that they occupy your brain, and you sit there thinking about them until it's corrected. Okay, so this one should be not normal. If it's 401, it should be not normal. There's a guy in here, yeah. Oh, there's a lady. Hi, lady. But one of them being, like, I think I've brought it up before, the light switch thing, light switch panels. Any light switch panel that has 2 or more light switches on it, they have to be facing the same way. All light switches have to be facing the same way. And luckily for us, we only have 2 panels like that. We only have 2 panels that have 2 light switches on them. And they control, like, the 2 major light sources. So they control the, like, our lobby lights. And then they control, like, the lights for the us in our area. Like, the main office area. And then... And it's easy. You walk in, there's 2 doors that'll lead you back there. You walk into either one of those doors, and next to you will be one of those light switch panels. So we, you know, flip them. And sometimes, if the person is there earlier, like if the provider is there earlier than me, and they go in, sometimes they'll just flip on, like, the like one light for the back area, so they don't turn on the lobby lights, so it doesn't get people's attention. And so I'll go in there, and then I'll make sure that I flip on the correct one so that all the switches are the same. But sometimes I'll go in and they'll have done it where, I don't know, you know, maybe they've walked in, they've turned on the back rooms lights, like our office lights, and then they've turned on the lobby lights on the opposite panel, so I have to go through and I have to fix them. But all of my coworkers, most of my coworkers, actually all of them, know how much that bugs me, and they know if they're working with me, they make an effort to make sure that it's fixed, it's flipped correctly. And that's just one of, like, the many OCD tics, but it's a very prominent thing, because people will think it's like, okay, why is this so bad? Where I sit is, I sit in a sort of rectangular, it's basically a very large cubicle, honestly. So I can turn and, like, face on a different platform, or the different part of the desk. So what I do is I generally, if I'm not at the computer helping someone, or, you know, or we have a little bit of downtime, what I'll do is I will, wait, that's why it's incorrect, because it's on the wrong side. Wait, 408. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one's saying that it should technically be normal. But, okay, from this side, it is on the correct side. But, where I sit, like, if I'm not at the computer, I like to sit on another area, and that'll, like, be where I eat my lunch. That'll be where I, like, sit and read a book or whatever in between, patients. And I can see one of those light switches directly, like, because it's right next to where we walk in at, so it bothers me. And so I'll get up and I'll fix them if they're wrong. I've found lots and lots of little different things, especially at work. At work is definitely one of my biggest places for OCD. Because it's one of those routine things. I go to work, I'm not off on the, like, the days that I work. If I like, switch up those days, it's not going to throw me too bad. But honestly, like, since I've worked for this company... Oh, that's what was off. Okay, the urinals are full of blood. They need to get that checked. But since I've worked for this company, I've basically always worked weekends, and then, you know, some days during the week. But then there are other things that happen. Like, I go in, I sit down, and, you know, there's different... You work in an office, any form of office setting... especially an office where you're not really sharing, or it's a shared office in the sense that I am sharing it with other people. Like, I'm sharing my station with other people. So you have to go in there, and it's me and the, you know, providers. We have to do the same thing. We go in there and we have to change our station back to what we like. Like, I'm left-handed, even though I've taught myself, like, to be right-handed in some senses of the word, because you just have to. I can write on... I have a patient roster, basically, that, like, I fill out throughout the day that sits on my left side in this perfect little, cupboard on the desk. In front of that's, like, a drawer of different random stuff that we can use occasionally. Oh, hi. Are you mean? No? They're just walking. Okay. They just really want me to know that the floor is wet. But I have that, and I want to make sure that that's sitting there. I walk in, and I never use the same pens as everyone else. So they've got their little basket full of pens and whatnot. I always have my pens. I bring my pens in, and I use my pens for my... I heard something rolling. Oh, that's not good. You wanna come out of there? I use my pens throughout the day. Patients don't get my pens because those pens are mine. I will give the same exact speech to everyone. I'll sit them down. It actually depends on what, like, the patients, therefore I do change it up and whatnot, but like, if it's my paperwork speech, basically going, here's this paperwork that I'm giving you, this is what it's for, and then whoever, you know, is the provider will be in with you as soon as they can. That's, you know, kind of like it. But then I do, working in healthcare, you know, never, there's hardly any case in which every scenario is the same. Never. So I work, and I've done it before where I've like stayed in rooms and helped people fill out their forms because maybe they don't understand them, or maybe they... That actually got me. I jumped a little bit at that. I've done it before where, like, I've had a person come in and, like, their one hand was affected in some way, but they were the only person that came in. So I had to sit there and help them fill out their forms. Because I'm not, you know, I'm not a monster who's going to be like, fill out this paperwork. I don't care that... Oh, that's not good. Again. Blatantly stealing from The Shining. If you've never seen The Shining, I love The Shining. That's probably one of my favorite horror films. I need to read the book. I looked away and all of a sudden... Okay, I was about to say. Why am I in a... Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Ow. How did I just die? I tripped. I tripped.
Please, help. Come down.
There's... I don't know what's talking. What is that? There's like a... There's like a strange green gas following me. Oh, you know what I think I did? I think I rounded the corner too like suddenly.
Help. Come down.
I just love that the voice is like...
Please, help.
I don't want to help you.
Help.
I feel like I am very suddenly playing a completely different game. Is it? Really? I think if you step off the stairs just wrong...
Please, help.
I have to walk, for one. I can't run down the stairs, I gotta walk.
Please, help.
But I gotta make sure anytime I walk, I don't step in that. Which, you know, naturally there'd be like a handrail to keep you from doing that. What is that SCP? Oh, I'm trying to remember. There's the SCP that's the never-ending stairway. I've played the game before. I think I've played the game on the channel. And it has that face. That particular face is used in the game. This guy. Hi, friend. I think I just stepped off the stairs wrong. I think that's what I did. Both times I died, I think I just stepped off the stairs wrong. It's the worst enemy. Gravity. Okay, I'm gonna end this one here. Because I am all out of time for this one. But also, you know, I completed more. Oh yeah, and we're on the other side now, so cool, I guess. I don't know. Wait, no. They're bouncing back and forth. I've been in that room before. That was the morgue. One of the rooms was the morgue. Was it that room that was the morgue? I'm so lost now. Where was I? I've seen a morgue. I've seen like I said, like it was like a nurse's office, basically, like a school. We've been to the bathroom. What? I'm so confused. Okay, either way, we're going to continue this in the next one. We are still on our road to 2,500 subscribers, so if you have not yet, go and hit the sub button. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.